You're not the only one that has a jam-packed year laying before you. The great solar system around us has a lot planned for our next 12-month trip around the sun. The universe never stops impressing us and wowing us, but this year it's got a few very unique and exciting tricks up its sleeves. Scientists and astronomers have been patiently waiting for this year to come, and that begs the question: what are the most insane space events taking place this year? Well, get ready to find out. Are you a fan of Mars, Saturn, and Venus? If so, the end of March will have something truly special waiting for you. That's when those three planets will appear incredibly close together. Just before sunrise during the final 2 weeks of the month, the trio will be so close that they will appear in the exact same field of view for some telescopes and binoculars. Of the three, Venus will be easily the brightest, with Saturn and Mars being much dimmer. The amazing dance of these three planets will continue in the first week of April, with Mars and Saturn appearing extremely close again on the mornings of the 4th and 5th, nearly overlapping each other, while Venus continues to shine brightest. You'll need a clear view down to the southeast horizon to see Saturn and Mars up close and personal. At 4:45 AM MDT, the pair of planets will break the horizon and be approximately a fist width high an hour later. Before the sun begins to illuminate the sky, that will be the greatest time to view the planets. The night sky will give you another spectacular show come May 15th. That's when we will be granted a front row seat to a prime time total lunar eclipse. As you well know, a total lunar eclipse happens when the full moon passes into the shadow of the Earth and is blotted out for a short amount of time. Sunlight filtering through our atmosphere illuminates the shadowed moon with a haunting reddish hue, which gave rise to the term blood moon. This eclipse is also called a flower moon because it occurs in the springtime, and it will start around 8 PM MDT on the 15th of May when the moon rises. At around 8:27, the partial phase of the lunar eclipse will begin, and for the next hour, the dark portion out of the moon will grow larger while the moon ascends higher and higher into the night sky. Totality during this eclipse will begin at 9:29 PM and then conclude at 10:53, with the maximum eclipse occurring at 10:11 PM. This is going to be a special night. It's true that another total lunar eclipse is coming this year in November, but the one in May will be an ideal time with a hopefully ideal temperature. What better way to kick off your summer season than watching one of the most miraculous, wondrous shows the sky can provide? June 24th, 2022 is a day you will want to circle on your calendar if you love getting a good view of multiple planets in our system. Just before sunrise on that summer day, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter and Saturn will all align like billiard balls on a pool table. Best of all, they will all be bright enough to be seen by the naked eye. And to make this early morning meeting even more special, the crescent moon will also line up with the planets, positioning itself between Venus and Mars. Now, an important note. Although the planets will appear to be in a line in the sky, they will not actually be lined up perfectly in the solar system. Instead, this is just how they will appear from the perspective of Earth. But you have to admit, it'll be one heck of a way to start your morning. Have you ever heard of the Mars opposition? Well, you should have, because it's going to lead an amazing vista of the red planet this year. The Mars opposition is when the planet is opposite of the Sun from the perspective of Earth. When Mars is in opposition, it is visible all night long and also shines brighter than most stars up in the sky. Our planets reach opposition as well, but Mars doesn't do it very often. In fact, it only reaches opposition once every 26 months. In fact, after it does it this year on December the 8th, the red planet won't reach opposition until January 15, 2025. Some oppositions of Mars are closer than others, thanks to the planet's elliptical orbit. Back in 2003, the planet came within 34.6 million miles of Earth during its opposition. This time, it'll approach 51.1 million miles. It's not as close as it was back in 2020, but it's closer than it will be for the next opposition. In fact, Mars won't be this close again until 2033. While it's not only a great time to get a good look at Mars, the opposition of the planet is also the perfect time for space agencies like NASA to launch missions to the Martian world. It's worth noting that both Saturn and Jupiter also reach opposition this year, with Saturn doing so on August 14th and Jupiter reaching opposition on September 26th. So many planets are moving around this year, and we can't wait to see them shining bright in the night sky. Everyone loves a good meteor shower, but it's rare that we have one that is so consistent. Thankfully, December is going to give us our yearly dose of the Geminid meteor shower. The annual shower, named for the constellation Gemini, is back this year and will make itself known before dawn on the morning of December 14th. Under ideal conditions, Earthlings can expect to see upwards of 90 Geminid meteors per hour during the peak of the shower. However, we aren't going to experience ideal conditions this year. That's because the waning gibbous moon is going to shine brightly from midnight until dawn on the 14th of December, which will drown out many of the fainter meteors flying through the sky. But don't let that discourage you too much, because it will still be worth your time and you will want to step out into the cold winter air to get a sight of the shower. If you look up and keep the moon to your back, you'll be able to see plenty of stunning meteors and bright fireballs as they make long, slow streaks across much of the sky. The shower will continue all night long, but the best time to get a good view of it will be between 10 and 11 p.m. local time. That's right before the moon fully rises and illuminates and drowns out many of the falling stars. But if you miss that window of time, you can still view plenty of meteors through the night. Just make sure to scan sections of the sky where the moon is most out of sight. It might be a bit chilly that night, but that just means it'll be the perfect time to brew some hot cocoa and enjoy the celestial show in store. Hopefully 2022 is a great year and has only good surprises up its sleeves. No matter what the year ahead throws at us, one thing is for sure: the solar system above has some amazing things in store for us. There are numerous other space-related events coming up this year as well, but these are just a few that are well worth your time. So, when you look ahead to what the new year has waiting for you, don't forget also look up. The events taking place this year are going to be quite amazing to see, but not all space events can be planned for. In fact, NASA just recently detected some very strange signals coming from deep in the cosmos, and they even have an idea of what or who it came from. Make sure to click the video on your screen to learn more about these bizarre signals, and I'll tell you everything we know about them. I'll see you there.